Hi everyone, myself Sridhar, and today we are going to deal with the ANSYS workbench. So I'm going to create some of the tutorials which will help you to learn the ANSYS in a better manner. This is the ANSYS interface. As you can see, here we'll have the toolbox. Inside the toolbox, we can able to access all the analysis. So let's say CFX, Fluent, static analysis, frequency analysis, modal analysis, it comes over there, then steady state thermal analysis. By using these analysis types, you can able to work on analysis processes. So now I'm going to deal with static structural analysis today. I'll take a simple example that is somewhat universal example, that is a rectangular plate with a hole. Let me just do that. So I'll just drag this static structural here, drag and drop. When you do that, software will import the engineering data. So I'll create a separate session for this engineering data. So let me just deal with the geometry for now. So if you want to import the geometry, you can just right click on it and select import geometry. So I'm already having this location. I'll just select this rectangular hollow plate. Once you do that, if you import, if model is proper, if the whatever the file format is there, if that is correct, the software will automatically recognize the model. So I'm using universal step files and IGS files to work on. Once you define the geometry, I need to deal with the model. So model over there, you can just modify the things. You can suppress the features and you can add the features whichever you want extra, and even you can just mesh the model. So I'll just double click on it so that I can access the new window. This is the static structural mechanical multiphysics ANSYS window. Here you can able to deal with model. So this is the rectangular plate with hole. Here I'll just add the mesh. So required mesh, let me just consider this time it's coarse here in sizing. It will be like this before. If you browse it, you have this, the physical preference. You can give it to mechanical or CFD or electromagnetics. So right now I'm going to deal with mechanics. I'll keep it like this. Next, the sizing. The sizing, in relevant center, I'll choose fine one. So if I choose coarse, what happens is I'll just right click on and update the mesh, and you can see the meshing here. This is the fine coarse mesh. Now I'll just update it to medium. So this looks like this. This is medium. So let me just deal with the fine one. You can just use this solve even to solve the thing. It will solve entire things. Better to just right click on this and you can just work on it. It shows if you use the solver button, it will try to run this static structural as well as the solution. So in the warnings, it is showing that you haven't added the structural loads. I'll just drop the status bar down so that we can work on this. Now once you define the meshing, so let me just go ahead with the sizing options here. And thus you can define fine. Then if you want to define your own element size, you can just check this option, and otherwise you can use your own value. You can type it here. Then smoothing as well as the minimum edge length and all, I'll explain in the advanced sessions. For now this is enough. And this inflation and all, how to use it and what are the advanced options, how defeaturing will work and all, we'll cover later. For now, in basics, it's enough now. So once you define this, you go back again. Otherwise, by using this only, you can directly define the static structural inputs, that is loads and fixtures. I'll use this insert, and from here I can choose loads as well as the fixtures. Otherwise you can use this environment tab. So I feel this is better to deal with the loads and fixtures, so better use this environment tab. I'll just select this force. So I just wanted to specify the face, on which face I'm going to add the load. So let me just define this. You can see here in system I'm using Newton. Force is Newton here. If you want, you can change it in the units in this tab. Let me just define the geometry here. This face I'll define. So the type force, the value vector, the magnitude is 1,10,000. I will add it. Okay. Direction, I'll reverse it. It is moving in reverse direction. I'll use this tabs to change the direction, and then once you define the direction, click on apply. Once you define the direction, magnitude and the force, next step is to deal with the fixtures. I'll go to the supports tab and I'll select fixed support and choose this face and apply. This face is fixed. Now my loading conditions and bounding conditions are done. Next step is to deal with this solution part. So in the solution I'm going to add the stress value, equivalent stress, and I want to deal with deformation, that is total deformation. So these two is enough for now. Let me just run this one now. You can use this solver drop down, run everything. Once you run, software will try to compute the results and it will give the results like this. And now this is about stress value, von Mises stress, and it is in meter MK system. I'm going to change the unit system, go to units and make it millimeters Newton kg. Select this, it will indicate it is 416.55 is the maximum value, stress value, megapascal, and then the total deformation is in millimeters, it is 0.136 for fine measuring. So this is about just results. Now how to just deal with the solutions, results. So we can use this results tab here to change the result format. You can use true scale, underdefined scale, even you can use with auto scale like this. So if I use true scale, you'll get to know how it works now. Now here we have exterior isosurface. If you can use it. Even we have the clapped isosurfaces and then exterior. In this contours we have smooth contours. It is like this somewhat. It will be in smoother manner. If I use this contour bands, everything will be separated like this. One more is isolines. It will indicate the lining like this. The last one is just solid fill. It doesn't work over there, so better to deal with contour bands. In the edges you can able to define no wireframe, show under deformed wireframe. If you want, you can add it. Deformed and under deformed both will be present. If you want to animate this, you can use this one. Once you do that, and this status bar will give this graph, you can animate the result, that is deformation. I'm to switch back to equivalent stress, and this is show undeformed model only. It will be like this. and this is show elements with meshing. So I think this is better for now to visualize. And this, if you want to add the maximum and the minimum value, so maximum equivalent stress and minimum equivalent stress, you can use this probes. So if you want to manually add the probes, you can select this and you can define the probe like this. This is how it works. Now once you define everything, you can just rotate the model, middle cursor button and rotate. And then we have one more option. Let me just recall it, just a minute. Graphics. So if I use the total deformation, if you want to check how this deformation is happening, you can able to visualize by using this graphics. So in the graphics we have the vector display. This is how it works. And if I use this uniform vectors, it will be like this. Uniform vector and these two, like you can see the difference here, how they work, the directions and the symbols. Next thing is you can just increase and reduce the sizes of them however you want, you can set it. After that we have two options, aligned elements and grid aligned. This will be like this, grid alignment. So I feel this one, element alignment, is fine for me. And here the last one is line form and the solid form. If I use a solid form, it will look exactly like this. So let me just reduce the size. Yeah. If this is the case, if I increase the size somewhat like this, you can switch back between these two, line format and solid form. So this give better picturize how they work and how they deal with. You can see this will help us a lot in fluent analysis and all, like safety analysis and all. So over there it helps a lot to visualize how the flow is going on. So now this is all about just the results. And now if you want to compare the results with the other software, you can do that. I get exactly same value, somewhat around 416.55 megapascal only in other software, that is SolidWorks, and even the total deformation is around same. It's 0.136 here. Over there you get 0.143 or 146 somewhat. Now this is about simple one analysis. So I used in the geometry, that is fine meshing. If you want to deal with other meshing techniques, you can do that even by just drag and drop, and you can create your own. One more, static analysis. Here you can change this type in the sense that is fine meshing. Over there you can change it to coarse as well as the medium, and you can check the results by just inputting the same. And if you just define this model, like you can just select this whatever the settings you have added into geometry, you can, if you want to add it, you just drag and drop it to this model. So it will take this reference and it will update it. Whatever the inputs you have given or whatever the parameters you have assigned into this geometry, it will be copied to there. Even if you want to like add everything, if you want to define only the setup, if you want to change the results and all, you can do that. You can just select static structural and define, I want to just deal with the solutions, not with the authors. You can do that like this. This software will just link model, engineering data and the geometry, and you can just deal with the setup as well as the solution. So I hope you got this. So this is how the simple static analysis works, that is with plate with hole. So I hope you all got the point how to use the ANSYS workbench to analyze the simple models and all. So thank you for watching. So please do support and subscribe our channel.